you for joining us today at Sarah's Quick and Easy Sweets. I'm your host, Brenda Buckner, and I would like to introduce you to my good friend, Carol Falzon, who is a very well-known cake decorator in the Troy-Rochester area. Everybody knows Carol's cakes. Carol is also a teacher. And we are just so happy to have you with us today, Carol.
Thank you, Brenda. I'm really glad to be here as well.
Carol.
There's a wonderful product called Puff Pastry. It comes frozen, and before you use it, you need to let it thaw for 30 minutes. One of the things that I love to make with Puff Pastry, it's my favorite thing, is strudel. And my family loves apple strudel. I take it to Thanksgiving dinners, Christmas dinners. My dad and my uncle really look forward to it. Everyone thinks you spend hours and hours making it, and it takes about 15 minutes to put it together. So it's for everyone, the novice, the experienced person, everyone.
Well, I noticed that you've got it on parchment paper.
Parchment paper. It's one of my favorite things.
You
can bake on parchment paper. You can use it for cakes, cookies. Like I'm using it for strudel right now. It's very versatile. It does not melt when you cook it. It does not burn when you use it. So that's one of the reasons why it's under here. And it doesn't stick. Things do not stick to it. That's another plus in using it.
Oh, yes. And I see that you're doing this on a cookie sheet.
That's correct. That's the easiest way. Then you don't have to lift it off of something. You can put it right in the oven as soon as you get done preparing it.
Makes sense.
Okay. The first thing that you're going to do, like I said, is to let it thaw out for 30 minutes, and this one is already thawed. I'm going to prepare what's called an egg wash. And what an egg wash is an egg, tablespoon of water mixed in with it to thin it out a little bit. And the purpose of using an egg wash is twofold. One is it acts as a glue to help the dough stick together.
Okay.
And the other is a browning agent. You'll put it on after it's put all together, and when it's baked, when it comes out, it's nice and brown.
Okay.
So those are the two reasons we use it. The first thing that I like to do when doing a braided strudel is to cut slits on the left and the right hand side, about 7 or 8 slits.
That looks easy enough.
It's easy. Okay, now down the other side. I have to count. 8, okay.
Yeah, you do want the same number of slits on each side.
And I'm going to fudge it and stick one in here. So I have 8.
Okay.
All right. Doesn't have to be perfect. All right, now we're going to take the egg wash and put it on the strudel on the outside edges at the top.
Just with the pastry brush?
Just with the pastry brush, correct. Right where you made the slits. And at the bottom. And the other side.
And you don't need to be neat.
No.
Okay.
I'm not neat. You'll see. Okay. The product that I'm going to use for the middle is an apple filling. It can be used in apple pies if you want. You can use it to put on top of cookies, but I chose this one. My family really likes the apple. And this product also comes in various flavors that I will be using. Raspberry, Bavarian cream, for instance.
There's a lemon and strawberry. It comes in chocolate, pineapple, just all sorts of flavors. I want you to know that this is not the same as the canned pie filling. This is a professional pastry filling. It has a thicker consistency, so it's going to hold up.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And if you don't use the whole product at one time, which this will not take the whole package, it can be resealed with a twisty, put in another plastic bag, and then stored in the refrigerator for about 3 months or so. It does not go bad, so it's not wasted. There'll be another time within that 3 months time when you're going to want to make one of these strudels anyway. They're delicious. All right.
That's for sure.
And how do you get it out of here? Snip it with the scissors. Okay. And now I'm just going to put it in the middle where I did not put the egg wash. and squeeze the bag.
Boy, it squeezes out of there so easily.
The shape of the bag is wonderful. It's, we'll fill in this spot over here. Okay, and that's it. And you can see I have some left. So I will just put a twisty on it,
okay,
put it in another bag, and then we'll save it for another strudel.
You know,
or something else that I might use it for.
So far looks awfully quick and easy.
It is, Brenda, very easy. Another thing that my family likes in the strudel are nuts. So I have some chopped nuts here, and I'm going to sprinkle some nuts on the top. Okay, and another product that Brenda reminded me about are caramel bits. And what happens to these is they're small balls, and I will also sprinkle those, and they'll melt, so it'll almost taste like a caramel apple. It's delicious. So
you can't believe how good these caramel bits are in brownies. Just unbelievable.
Brownies are covered with chocolate,
yes.
too. I mean, all of these products can be used for a number of things. They aren't just a one-use, so that's why they're so great.
And you can generally find all of this at a good comprehensive cake and candy supply store.
Correct. Okay, now we're going to begin the strudel. Fold up the ends, and then we're going to crisscross the slits that we made.
Oh.
Okay.
Well,
and
that's not complicated.
Not at all. It's so easy. And if a little bit of the filling comes out on the sides, don't worry about it. Use those for samples.
Oh, look at this, Carol. I can't believe how easy this is.
It's very easy. And before I do the last one, I'm going to fold the top over, kind of play with that, because you don't want the filling to come out of the top.
Okay.
So we'll do this. Okay. And the last step before it goes into the oven, I'm going to fix this up just a little bit, if I could. Okay. Is to put egg wash over the whole thing so that when it comes out, it'll be nice and brown.
Now, do you taste the egg wash at all?
Taste it? No, not at all. No.
So it doesn't affect the taste of the strudel?
No. Another thing that could be done before it's baked is to, there's a product called coarse sugar, which has, and I'm going to use it in a minute on another thing. I'll explain it to you. The granules are thicker and heavier than a regular table sugar. And when you go to bakeries, you'll find a lot of products have the coarse sugar on them.
Yeah, that's the big granules that you'll see on some cookies.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And before I put it in the oven, if I wanted to, I could sprinkle it with the coarse sugar. However, I want to do it a different way this time, so I'm not going to use the coarse sugar. This will go in the oven, a 365-degree oven, for 55 minutes. And you want to make sure that you bake it for the 55 minutes, because when you take it out, if it's not thoroughly baked, it can collapse, and you don't want it to collapse.
Okay.
Okay. So right over here is a strudel that I had done earlier today.
All right.
And how I finished that one was with a product called Heat and Ice. And what you do with this is put it in a bowl. Thank you, Brenda. I forgot what I did with it. Okay, as you can see now, it's in a liquid state, and that's what you want it to do. All right, and I'm going to, though I've already drizzled this, but I want to show you the technique in doing it. And if it's a little bit sloppy, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Okay, and you'll just drizzle it across, and it hardens within about 3 minutes. But this will embellish whatever you want to make. Okay.
I'm your host, Brenda Buckner, and I'll see you soon.